We continue our look at investment options if you're retired or nearing retirement. Financial planner Stewart Welch joins us, as he does every Tuesday for Money Tuesday. It's good to see you.
Good morning, Rick.
Thanks so much. Okay, we started into this last week. I mean, tricky times for a lot of folks who are retired and trying to figure out, where do I put my money? What do I do at this point?
Well, I think last week we covered fixed income, and we found out, wow, if you're staying with high quality, you're not getting much in the way of a return. So now we're going to talk about the equity side, looking at things that are a little more ownership oriented.
Okay, and when we talk about the equity side, we're also talking about how much risk are you willing to put in there at this point.
That's right. So as soon as you cross over from the fixed income to the equity, you're going to ratchet up your risk a little bit. So you want to be a little more careful. Okay,
let's talk about the options out there. When we kind of get in the area of medium risk, and talk a little bit to me about that.
So well, the first one I have in there is high yield bonds. So we're talking about equity, and I'll start off with bonds, but high yield bonds are what is often referred to as junk bonds. They have a range of volatility that I'll actually move them over into the equity side instead of the bond side because of the added risk.
Right.
But in the high yield, you're getting right now around 7 to 8%. So for last week we were talking about maybe 3%, mostly 2%. So you ratchet up a pretty good bit in terms of income. So high yield, it's a basket of junk bonds. If you looked at, for example, Vanguard High Yield, they're paying about 7.2%. You can go to an exchange traded fund, and it's one's called HYG, and it's yielding about 8%.
In that same category, you throw out the blue chip dividend-paying stocks. You're reading a lot. There are lots of folks out there, though, who are writing and saying, in a time like this, whether you're a retiree or what, that's a good place to put your money right now.
And you hear me talk about it all the time. You look at dividend-paying stocks. For example, I have Southern Company 4.4, AT&T is paying 6%. You got Verizon paying 5.4. You can put this together in a basket of ETFs called DVY. It's yielding 3.8%. And you got a lot of upside, I think, there, Rick. As the economy begins to come back, you're going to see big moves like we did yesterday.
Yeah, I was going to say, because essentially in a time right now where folks are still trying to figure out what exactly the economy is doing, that's always kind of the safe money when you look at the established big firms that pay out those dividends.
Well, they've been doing it forever. Yeah. And these companies have a history of raising their dividends over time, so not only do you get a pretty decent yield, you see it moving up.
Let's jump over into higher risk now. What options do we have?
So this is one people don't think about very much. It's oil and gas limited partnerships, or master limited partnerships. They're basically, it's the pipelines. It's like a toll road, toll booth, and it's moving oil and gas from one location to the other, and they're charging a fee for that. So you look at one of the biggest ones is Kinder Morgan Energy Partners. It's yielding 6.8%.
Okay, let's talk quickly about these real estate investment trusts also. You kind of threw that into the mix as well.
Well, again, we're there in the higher risk category, but you look at REITs, these are just apartments, office buildings. A great one to look at is Vanguard.
It hasn't been a good time over the last few years.
It hasn't, but as things begin to settle, I think that you're going to see, again, we're taking higher risk here, but you're going to see that you're getting paid, and as the economy improves, these are going to do well. Vanguard REIT is paying 5.4%. And that would be a good place to start.
All right. It's good to see you, Stewart, as always. Thanks a lot for the information today. We have more coming up on Good Day Alabama. We're going to talk about your pet's health when we talk to the veterinary specialist.